Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? El día de hoy vamos a estar jugando un poco de Deadly Premonition 2 A Blessing in Disguise. Que me parece que este va a ser el único video que voy a hacer del juego, porque estuve viendo el análisis de la gente de Digital Foundry, el análisis gráfico, de rendimiento y demás, y me decepcionó bastante. Me decepcionó bastante, parece que este juego es un desastre. Un desastre peor que el primero. En algún momento de la review del primer juego yo decía, espero que la segunda parte no tenga los problemas técnicos que tuvo el primero, porque esa es la idea. Si vos haces una segunda parte de un videojuego, la idea es siempre tratar de apuntar a más, a algo mejor. Parece que no fue el caso. Así que vamos a ver. Si el juego es muy injugable como lo que vi, ni me voy a molestar. No me voy a molestar. Pero bueno, tengo que jugarlo por mi cuenta para ver. Estoy jugando en Nintendo Switch, obviamente, con mi Pro Controller. No es mi joystick favorito, pero tiene eh, toda la tecnología de los Joy-Con, que eso está bastante bueno. Por ahí los joysticks que son genéricos o de otras compañías no tienen todas las ventajas y todas las cosas que tienen los Joy-Con. ¿Qué onda? Empieza con todo el juego. Es un cuerpo todo cortado, returbio. Terrible enfermo el que hizo eso. Ah, el juego está en español, parece. Eso está bueno. No como la mentira del primero que te decía el subtítulo en español y no era verdad.
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down.
Uy, boludo.
You have any idea what you've
Uy,
done?
mira cómo anda el juego,
I'd
chabón.
be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens.
Tiene
a
problemas de
mojito
rendimiento
in
y
one
estoy
hand,
subiendo
and
la
a
escalera
seafood
nomás.
slathered Havana-style pizza.
Oh, Dios.
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike.
Parece que por lo menos gráficamente mejoraron, armaron una técnica, ¿no? Parece una onda cel shading. Le queda mucho mejor
And
al
no
juego.
red,
También esas
remember?
texturas al costado, boludo. Nada de rojo, dice.
It's open. Come on in.
Francis Zack Morgan. ¿Qué tal, eh? ¿Qué onda? Mira esos dientes de sierra. Otra vez volvieron los dientes de sierra, chabón. Qué hijo de puta. Ponele anti-aliasing. No te cuesta nada, boludo. Mira esa textura. Buena. Se volvió churrero el viejo. Mira. ¿Qué tal, la gente. Ahí está, arruinadísimo. Nada que ver con el juego.
You have questions for us.
Nada que ver con lo que se viene al final del primer juego.
That's why you're here, isn't it?
Francis Zack Morgan. Ah, la cámara está fija. ¿Qué le pasó? Arruinadísimo.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law.
Ya no hay
Please
más
keep that in
agente.
mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Alaya Davis.
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Mira lo que son esos gráficos, hijo de puta. Se ve horrendo, pero no tan horrendo como el primero.
Seriously.
Hay una pequeña mejora.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. We'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Hada mía, dice ahora. ¿De quién está hablando? ¿Con Ana?
How
Con
many
Ana.
years has it been
Con Emily.
since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
Parecido a lo que pasó en el primer juego con Zack.
My eyes can't be deceived. If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
Estoicismo de Zack. Galardones torcidos. ¿Qué mierda es esto? Mira, me marca lo del estoicismo. Una visión especial. Vamos a ver los galardones torcidos.
You solved many difficult cases across your career. Utilizing your own unique MO, you've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolvable. According to our records, after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly solved 2 drug ring-related kidnapping cases. In 2003, you solved the Inside Out Flesh Skinner case. In 2004, the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case in Milwaukee. And also the stuffed human collector case in St. Louis that very same year. Then, in 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that. All of them seem... Did you really solve these cases all on your own? There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
It was all thanks to our talented partner.
Partner. The FBI files show no record of you. Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner? Or an outside confidant?
Our partner is our partner. We've always worked together. Besides, Belle, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case, we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught Thelma and Louise, 2 highly sought...
Tu sexto sentido te será de mucha ayuda para encontrar pistas que te ayuden a avanzar en el juego. Mantén pulsable para utilizarlo. No es una concentración baja, así que utilízalo solo cuando sea necesario. La hierba, a ver. La hierba medicinal.
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan, but would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... yes, that.
You don't need to
Me
worry.
sorprende que estén tan arruinados.
Don't get in
Zack,
our way,
no sé qué le
we
pasó.
won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please, put out that stinking indulgence, right?
What if we say no?
El mismo
Then I'll
actor de
put it
voz.
out myself.
No sé si el mismo actor de voz
Using force.
que el juego original.
Whoa,
Se parece un poco
whoa,
la
Aaliyah.
voz.
This is Morgan's house. Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals to consume cannabis. And I mean, come on.
It's medicinal.
Exactly.
A ver.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that we admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough. She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets
Como
on.
si hubiera regla.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from...
Boludo, tanta falta de anti-aliasing le está empezando a hacer mal a mis ojos.
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head on with questions. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up. That chessboard looks rather old, and you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right, they were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in back, but the weight of the ivory. Just
You play chess alone?
is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games, or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan? I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself. When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment. And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his... He was simply playing chess.
So, what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no. Everything was done in a perfectly legal... We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Ooh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious
Nada mía.
nightmare fuel.
Sí, para mí está hablando de Emily ahora. Medio raro que vuelvan con ese cliché cuando en teoría ya debería estar resuelto.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carre, Louisiana in
We solved that case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while... You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement. After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes. We stole the right to investigate from them. Just as you...
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed? You should... Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat...
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the
nunca
body of the
encontraron el
very
cuerpo.
first victim.
Apareció 14 años
Do you
después.
know what this means? That's why we're here.
Re loco,
The first victim in the case he solved. Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now.
¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo mierda apareció 14 años después?
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything, and it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in. She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared.
Chucha.
In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Bueno.
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess.
Otra vez lo mismo.
Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the dark.
No, tengo dos opciones: fotografía de disco congelado. Caso Le Carré. Vamos con el caso.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us?
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
Qué raro.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve. Which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Billy Bishop.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Puede salir de la casa sin que lo vean.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right?
You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Está hablando bastante en la entrevista.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own, but there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse, but we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if ya.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the...
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us. Remember what happened at warehouse? That...
Hey, are you the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in... Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with.
Qué raro. Está bueno cómo le están ambientando hasta ahora. Me interesa. ¿Qué mierda pasa?
No, I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
Morgan's right. Even this messy room. It must, especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots.
Colección enorme de DVD.
A stinking indulgence. And a mess. You must live a very comfortable life.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your
40 y
40s.
pico.
I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example,
Están vivos.
1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a
Está buena esa
valuable
película,
lesson.
sale.
Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know,
¿Qué estará?
you got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption. But that film changed my
¿Qué
life.
estará?
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Santuarios.
They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing.
Mierda.
But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years. And you
4 años y medio lo estuvo vigilando el tipo.
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time. What does he have to
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
¿Por qué tantos años vigilándolo? 4 años y medio. Qué mierda.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones, did you find the files?
Documentos del caso Greenvale.
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Mantén pulsado. Ah, decía, what? ¿Qué?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Surrounded.
Qué mierda.
Ah! 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 Yeah.
Quedó traumado por el caso de del árbol rojo.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please.
Parecía que estaba bien
my deepest apologies.
al final del juego, ¿no? ¿Qué le pasó?
I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of yours. And no more red.
Don't touch one. I told them not to.
Now, may we return to our
Quedó
discussion?
repirado, quedó peor que antes, boludo.
Don't worry.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color, and I believe that fear is connected to the green. This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now.
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just as simple from back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Comienza bastante raro el juego, pero bueno, no me sorprende. Estamos como hace 20 minutos ya con esta conversación.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2
2 años de
years.
baja.
And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work.
Chuch.
What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations. Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
¿Qué onda? Después del caso de Greenville se pidió paso administrativo.
I just need one more
Qué
push.
raro.
One more thing that can summon up. Mr. Morgan, please.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan.
El árbol.
This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Lucare case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree. Red tree.
Yes. A red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case, they're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees.
Que son raíces, semillas.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Are you ready to... I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes, it was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was the sun comes down hard on you in this, like a torrential downpour of demonic wisdom. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back. The other me.
Zach.
My better half.
Qué raro porque en el Deadly Premonition no parecía traumado justamente por esos acontecimientos previos, sino que el trauma de él venía por todo lo que vimos que pasó en la infancia de él, digamos, como el ataque del gordo este, se me fue el nombre ahora, la muerte de la madre, la marca que queda en el rostro de él, todas esas cosas de la infancia, pero no menciona este caso específicamente. Es interesante la historia, ver cómo la conectan y cómo sigue esto, porque al final del primer Deadly Premonition la sensación era que ya estaba resuelto el caso, pero parece que no es así. ¿Será que en la actualidad siguen habiendo árboles rojos por ahí? Está buena la intro. La intro es súper bizarra. Miren, 25 minutos más o menos. La intro. La entrevista larga esta. No recuerdo otro juego que tenga un comienzo así bastante interesante. Quizás en la actualidad manejamos a la negra esta. Bueno, sí, ya sé que manejamos a la negra esta, pero capaz que en la actualidad tenemos toda esta parte de entrevista solamente. Y el juego principal viene dado en el pasado. Porque ahora vamos a pasar a manejar de vuelta a Francis York Morgan. Re playera la intro esta. Dirigido por Swery. Bueno, ahora empieza la prueba de oro. Acá es donde tengo entendido que el juego se va al pingo y tiene terribles problemas de rendimiento. Así que vamos a hacer la prueba. Este gameplay va a ser la prueba. Si es muy injugable, pasa otra cosa. No voy a perder el tiempo con esto. Si algún día lo arreglan, volveré. Pero bueno, sería muy decepcionante.
Zach.
Vamos. Zach.
Zach.
Cambiaron el actor de voz, me parece. No es
Can you hear me, Zach?
O se escucha distinto.
There you are, Zach.
Tendría que haber investigado a ver si es el mismo.
Sleeping
Se
again?
parece.
Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos.
No sé qué onda esto. No podía hacer nada, tenés que mirar así.
Isn't that right?
Yo pensé que iban a hacer otra cosa, porque al final del primer juego pasa esto de que Zack desaparece siendo un anciano. Y yo pensé que en este juego iban a hacer, no sé, como que volvía a ser joven. No sé, no entiendo tampoco por qué desapareció. Es medio raro que continúen con la trama mostrando su adultez. Estos dos juegos parecen bastante raros, ¿no? El primero ya es bastante bizarro. Y este con esa intro ya te das una idea también. El café.
Zach, it looks like she wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
Un gusano. Francis York Morgan. ¿Qué tal, eh?
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms. She's even willing to share that tasty morsel with us. What an honor.
Hurry up and chow down, mister. Unless you like your breakfast stale.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the name of this wonderful town, Le Carre. Sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food.
David Jawara, chef.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Habla con Zack.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned.
¿Un hacha otra vez un asesino en impermeable?
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
Well, shoot. I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
Please do. I appreciate it.
¿Qué sabes sobre la víctima?
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Vamos a comer un poquito.
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seat. They own most of the land around here. From the sugar plantations right down to the food. Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know? They're the ones who built up this town, and they still support it.
¿Qué hace la policía local?
Is the local law enforcement investigating?
Shoot, mister, what you... Nah, I told you this ain't no city. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart. And when that's the deep south for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way. Like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this. By the way, Mr. FBI, how'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Well, that's a very good question. Chef David, you've got a sharp eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket. Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely, in my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities. And I've also already...
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really, but I'll listen if you want me to.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a car. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible, especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana, so I decided on a brand new...
A hybrid car?
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that now,
in
2005, it feels like we finally entered the 21st century. Stomp down on the gas all you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots. I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter, 1984, directed by Nick Castle. It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but see, I was mesmerized by the beautifully even wish that I could be one, especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever had.
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get?
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed it was missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the... I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I parked it. Right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But
mierda, llevan 43 minutos de pura charla,
In short, someone stole it. And in its place, they left me this.
Ah, la patineta.
What?
A skateboard.
Monopatín.
A skateboard?
Yes. While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car with a wooden board attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously.
¿Por qué?
No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first.
Por eso se mueve en patineta en todo el
By
juego.
the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. It was a journey of self-discovery. Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping in...
Vamos a dejarle ahí, boludo, porque este se la pasa hablando.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's a... Watch out you don't go get me.
The Lise Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The cat people are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Zach, the searing light. These scents. It's the deep south. That was a fabulous breakfast.
Bueno, los gráficos definitivamente mejoraron.
Wait, mister.
Se ve mejor. Obviamente que no es juego del año, candidato a nada. Pero está un poco mejor. No tiene nada de anti-aliasing. La imagen se ve cruda. Eso por ahí no lo entiendo. No me gusta demasiado. No sé cuánto más te puede afectar el rendimiento ponerle anti-aliasing. Por ahora no parece mal el juego, pero todavía no hemos empezado a jugar. Así que ahora se viene la prueba. Me voy preparando. Vuelve a la habitación del hotel y repasa la información sobre el caso. Uy. Parece que se había frizado el juego. ¿Pueden dejarme jugar un poco, boludo? Bueno, la cámara parece que responde bien. El personaje se mueve un poco raro. Tiene un movimiento muy extraño. Como más lento. Como que anda con delay, boludo. Como que el cuerpo se mueve con delay, no sé. Medio extraño. Vamos, el traje. Y la música clásica.
Son Rouge. We're chasing it all over America. But I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something. I think it's about time we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but this hole's from the shootout in Tucson. And this stains from Miami. Miami. Now that was a fast... Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two. Even with the help of the drugs. A feat like that still... I was so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor. Same floor his blood gushed out onto.
Puta mierda esa neta.
I know, Zach, I know. Now isn't the...
Bueno, a ver si metemos un poco de gameplay, boludo. Actualiza el diagrama. Dice que diagrama. Ah, se había tildado.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states. Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana. And Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it.
Lise Clarkson.
The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou, along with a strange altar.
PJ Clarkson.
The powerful man who essentially controls the town, and he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement.
Mira el diagrama. Vamos a recorrer un poco el mundo.
You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see, The Island.
Dirigida por Michael Bay.
Directed for a movie being shown at a cinema complex. It was an experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house film.
¿Por qué hablaban de Michael Bay?
Here? This is another special film that's setting a new standard. Just like Star Wars, this is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon... Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound.
Qué mierda. Comprueba quién ha llamado a la puerta a la segunda misión. ¿En serio? Dale, boludo. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué está tan lento la intro del juego? Puedes guardar tu progreso usando un teléfono. Ajá. Vamos a guardar ya que estamos. ¿Qué mierda es esto?
I'm very satisfied, and it's even got it's proof that.
Ah, pensé que podía abrirlo. Para cambiar de traje y lavarlo necesita un armario. Cuando el traje que llevas puesto se ensucia, puedes enviarlo a la lavandería y ponerte otro diferente. Ajá. Lo mismo que el primero. Ahora te explican lo que en el primer juego no te explicaban una chota. Tienen los mismos temas. Escucharemos el...
What's cooking?
Chef, what are you talking about, sir? I'm the concierge, David.
What? ¿Qué?
I just heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town.
Yes, I've gathered that Peor is French.
El tipo que hace de chef también hace de conserje, tiene doble personalidad.
Why, yes, sir. Of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have
Qué hijo de puta, Pablo,
Would
me
you
hace
like to know
llorar.
what this one means?
Yes, I would.
¿Qué le pasa?
Jolly good, sir. Then allow
Me
me to
caga en la cabeza.
Lucano means square in French.
Ah,
¿Qué le pasa, boludo?
That's it.
that's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at the town map in the lobby if it fancies you.
Qué enfermo.
It's beautiful, valuable.
Muy buena esa.
I'm sure you'll
¿Cómo se le
understand.
ocurren estas cosas?
Now, please excuse me, sir. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Qué tarado, boludo.
Did you see that, Zach?
Estoy seguro de que era
That was
David.
clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality. Just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say. The job makes the man.
Ay, Dios mío. Qué hijo de puta. Nah, boludo, pues no podés poner todas esas advertencias de una nueva misión. Pero hice un paso, boludo. ¿Qué estás cargando? No puedes poner esas misiones y que te aparezcan a cada rato esas pelotudeces. El primer juego era más dinámico. No entiendo qué pasa.
Do you feel that, Zach?
¿Por qué hay tantas instrucciones acá?
Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. Faint scent of tobacco baked into these
Se
walls
está poniendo
for over a
bastante intenso
century.
esto ya. Me está... No me está agradando
That's what I
demasiado.
call a hotel.
Casi una hora ya, boludo. Necesito probar el mundo abierto. Necesito saber si vale la pena jugarlo o no.
His fashion sense is beyond me, but he appears to be a gentleman. Perhaps we should talk to him.
¿Qué? ¿Un cuadro en movimiento ese? What the fuck?
Nice tie. Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me. No one these days ever tries to see me.
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them. No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Exactly.
¿Qué onda? Revisar.
Ever since mankind got their hands on civilization, they zoomed away at a frightening speed.
Zoomed away from what?
Don't be a fool. You know this.
¿Por qué se reía así?
As for me, Just call me Hunga.
Hunga. Title given to a leader in a certain religion. Is that what you are?
Qué mierda.
Do you comprehend the Oracle?
The Oracle? Put on your religion hat, Zach. Here we go.
Fell
Y esas estrellas derribadas en el santuario del hombre hambriento. Dentro del ser indefinido hallará la serpiente que surca el viento.
Dance with the flying
Y el otro
serpent,
mundo se abrirá ante
and
ustedes.
you will glimpse the other world.
10 maidens and an ambiguous 0. Got it. But what do you mean by other world?
Follow the
El
Oracle.
otro mundo será el mundo al que se transporta después, cuando aparecen todos los fantasmas. Fantasmas zombies, no sé qué mierda era esa poronga de uno. Me mata la risa.
Zach,
Guau,
did you
guau,
hear
guau.
all that?
Guau,
Looks
guau,
like we've
guau.
already taken our first step into chaos. But such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all the pieces back into their rightful places, the truth will reveal itself. Let's capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
Ahora sí me van a dejar jugar, boludo. Chabón. Larguísima la intro, larguísima, larguísima. Para cualquier juego, larguísima.
Zach, why are you in such a hurry? This is the country. We should take our time.
¿Qué pasó ahora? Ah, el mapa, me he olvidado el mapa. Boludo, ¿cómo se frisa así la... cada vez que tocas algo?
Zach, this is Lucare. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just another symbol of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules. Zach, what did you think of Hun? Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's a little heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one...
Resuelve el oráculo.
Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The Oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right?
Y en el
The
diner.
answer is bowling. The shape of the bowling pin was based on the feminine form. The 10 maidens are the 10 pins.
Te da la respuesta.
Alexis's Diner and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Nice job, Zach.
Qué bizarro.
Now for the other Oracle. There's no flying serpent on this map. Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure first, let's just figure out where we... Do you know what the ambiguous 0
El
represents?
ser
0
indefinido.
is usually treated as a base number. But under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous? The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius.
Clarkson
And 0
Food Delivery
degrees
de eso.
Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The Clarkson Food Delivery Services, that's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can be honest now, Zach.
Uf. Bueno, que se calle un poco, estaba hablando un montón, boludo, más que en el primer juego. Un poquito. Extra por oráculo descifrado, 15.
And how about that Hunga? What a mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time...
Y en un RPG hay tanta intro, boludo, como en este juego. Me estás jodiendo, chabón.
sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel. If you're dying of smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
Don't tell me. You're the
At
bellboy.
your service, boss.
Qué tarado que son.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef?
We work at the same place, yeah. But, I can't really say whether we're good friends with each other. We're all professionals, though. Nothing more, nothing less.
I believe we've struck gold here, Zach. It just screams Deep South, actually. No, it doesn't. This is all his charm. So, if I want to smoke, I should go out the entrance and around to the rear parking lot?
Bada bing, bada
Hijo de
boom.
puta, qué bizarro.
Okay. I'll play
Bueno
by your
muchachos, cortemos
rules.
un poco con el boludeo y vamos a jugar un poco Master. Ahí sacamos las misiones, supongo. Vamos a hablar con esto, a ver qué pasa. Ah.
Hey, boss.
Pura
Hey,
juegada.
boss. How can I... Boss, please. But if you're ever... See...
Bueno, empieza la prueba real. La prueba de rendimiento definitiva. Hasta ahora ha sido interesante, pero un poco como que demasiado. Tenés que saber el ritmo, ¿no? Manejar los ritmos. Te acepto la intro con la entrevista porque quedó bueno. Pero bueno, ya después de eso tenés que empezar un poco con el gameplay, ¿viste? Y esto la estiran, la estiran. La segunda media hora de este video prácticamente han sido todos diálogos de Zack. Y esta onda medias tutoriales, medio rancio, que el primer juego nunca se calentó en hacer. No entiendo por qué lo hacen acá. Así que... no sé, medio raro eso. Medio raro. Tiene decisiones de diseño medio raro. Había leído de esto. Miren cómo está la imagen. Está frisada. Parece que se hubiese colgado el juego, pero en realidad sigue cargando. Me parece que no. Me parece que anda como el culo esto. Qué decepción, boludo. Ah, voy, ya empezamos, me parece. Qué decepción que tantos años después no puedan hacer las cosas bien. Capaz que estos tipos piensan que lo atractivo del juego era que andaba mal, pero no, ese no era el atractivo. No.
Compared to non-smokers,
Oh, más
smokers have a
todavía.
4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease. You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is. In fact, it's tiny when compared to heart disease, strokes, and pneumonia. We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen,
¿Quién es
right?
esta, pío? ¿De dónde salió?
I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Oh, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is something wrong with you? Adults ain't supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write it on the contract. You should have been able to figure that out if you're a real FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lise Clarkson murder case somehow. This is a sprawling case that spread across the entire South.
Oh, mirá que son esos reflejos, chabón. ¿Qué es eso? Todo pixelado, boludo.
Right to investigate from the local authorities at once. By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name myself, or else it won't be a real signature.
¿Qué onda? Esta piba sale de la nada encima. Creo que esta te acompaña en la aventura.
Tell me, Patricia, does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Perfect timing. Well, go on and steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay, Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
Antes de ponerte a investigar, tienes que aprender los controles básicos. Correr, agacharse, esquivar, mover la cámara, golpear. ¿Habitación roja? ¡Oh! ¡Ay, no! ¡Ay, no, boludo! La habitación roja te permite hacer varias cosas. Consultar las misiones, usar o tirar los objetos, consultar el mapa, configurar el sonido, volver a la pantalla, ver fotografía, bla, bla, bla. El menú de pausa. Ah, no. Tu medio de transporte principal será el monopatín. Oh, boludo.
Right on the money. Tracing the Sang Rouge distribution route just right to Louisiana. You know what that means.
No, culiado, esas caídas de frame. Oh, hijo de puta, boludo. No, yo esto sí no lo voy a jugar completo ni a palo, boludo. No voy a perder el tiempo con esta mierda. Teniendo tantos juegos buenos tengo para jugar, boludo.
Hey there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been hearing so much about. I'm Melvin. They call me the sheriff round here.
Melvin Woods. Melvin!
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? But call me York if you can. That's what everyone calls me.
Huh? Well, all right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
I'm sure you figured this out. But our town's a small one. Yeah, folks are already busy spreading gossip about how some FBI agents come to town.
Me pareció el primer juego, encima otra vez hacen lo mismo.
I reckon you came from the city. What was it? DC? LA? Or New York? Anywho, in the city, it's normal not to know who your neighbor is. The fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard and no one would bat an eye. That's the city for you. Now, I never lived in one myself, but I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves. Yeah! Now, does that sound badass or what? I bet you to... Hey! I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all.
Bueno, en este pueblo por lo menos se ve un poco más civilizado que el del primer juego. Que pasa 5 años después que este y parece de los 80.
So lots of folks get leery when they see an étranger like you. And since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson case.
I knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI. So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us, huh? Our world is filled with information, and it's all within their grasp. FBI, the Federal Bureau of
Qué pelotudo es ese.
The Lise Clarkson case is connected to a top-secret case that we've...
I know. If you're fixing to take the lead, then go right ahead. I'm just the humble sheriff of a tiny little town. My jobs are to stop my neighbors from beating the piss out of each other and listen to old folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing me down. So I'm gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr. Special Agent, sir.
Well, Zach, that was anticlimactic. I didn't even get to use my secret weapon. Melvin, there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get permission to enter it.
Say what?
You want to see where the body's being kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out.
Oh, ¿qué onda? No entiendo por qué tan anticlimático esto de tantas cinemáticas, boludo. Un montón de cinemática tiene el juego.
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic. Insanely fantastic.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the warehouse ahead of you and make sure we get permission to search it.
Sounds good.
The management company only keeps the warehouse
Sí, acá tienen la mecánica de las horas igual.
So you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances. So be on time. Got it? Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see.
Se apagó el joystick, parece. Todo el tiempo que no lo tocaba. Vamos, muchachos, vamos, aflojen un poco. Quiero grabar algo de gameplay, boludo. Hace una hora que estoy acá con esto. ¿Cuánto más la puedes tirar? 20 minutos más. Vamos a hacer un video de 1 hora y media más o menos. Boludo, re intenso en cinemática. Pensé que me seguía esa. Ah, ahí es. Ah, la puta madre. La puta madre, boludo. Ya me está cansando esto ya, en serio. Basta.
Or using your FBI connections to sell kids.
I've arrested people who've done both, but of course I have imagined doing such things in
It was just a joke. Why are you getting... Don't tell me what you imagine, or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, you signed a contract with me, remember? And besides...
Do whatever you like. But I have one...
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like... kind of reminds me of you back when I can't leave her alone like that. You feel the same way.
Así se te une la piba. El indicador muestra la dirección y la distancia del objetivo, así como los siguientes iconos. Misión principal, marca. El mapa. A ver si lo mejoraron el mapa. Sí, señor. Sí, señor, se puede ver. Se puede ver mejor el mapa. No 100%, lamentablemente, pero bueno, se ve mejor. No es tan grande este mapa como el del primer juego. Está todo un poco más... Sí, está todo bastante más encasillado. Vamos a decir que es lo mejor del mundo, pero mejorar. Ah, este de acá. ¿Qué es esto? Tiene un edificio. Edificio. Muchos edificios. Y esta es la misión. Parece, ¿no? Ahí era. No sé qué es el árbol rojo, ¿será? Bueno.
Melvin called you a strange name.
Oh, boludo, no. ¿Qué es esto, hijo de puta?
So, what do you think of this? Talking about him. Buddha, is the skeletal gentleman friend or foe? Or does he merely exist outside the realms of myth? Still too early.
Ah, mirá lo que es esto, chabón. Déjame de joder. Queda re lejos ese, pará. Vamos al otro. Vamos a hacer una misión, la más cercana. Encima va en monopatín, ¿por qué? Para guardar. Mierda, pues.
The streets are all paved so clean that we can skate along them without a care in the world, and there's hardly any trash or graffiti to be found anywhere. Patty.
I got something. When I first met you in the hotel parking lot, if you want to find it, maybe it's...
Professor R.
Yeah. Professor R.
How do you know that? Because...
Has desbloqueado Lexus Diner Lane. Esas caídas de frames no me agradan nada. No me agradan nada. Y encima el juego se ve horrendo. Ah, ¿cómo permiten que saquen estas cosas? O sea, Nintendo de verdad permite que lo saquen, boludo. Hijo de puta. Cómo se tilda ahí, parece que se colgara. Posta me sorprende que Nintendo haya permitido que salga este juego así al mercado. No creo que lo hayan convencido de que es parte del encanto que ande como el culo. Muy raro.
Ten maidens, Zack. Let's topple their hourglass figures and complete this oracle once and for all.
Oh my lord. I don't believe I've seen you around here before. Sorry, honey, but you can't smoke in here. Since you're with Patricia, I'm guessing you're some friend of
Alexis
Melvin's.
Jaguara.
He's Agent York from the FBI. This is Alexis, the owner of this restaurant. I'm helping out Agent York in his investigation. We signed a contract.
Oh my lord. Well, ain't that something?
Que es la esposa del otro negra.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. Everyone's always called me that.
Oh my lord. Well, that's got to be the strangest introduction I've ever heard. No wonder everyone in town's been talking about you.
Tengo que admitir que por lo menos los problemas de sonido que tenía el primer juego lo mejoraron. Las bocas, el motion cap está coordinado con el sonido.
Oh my lord. And what'll it be for you, honey?
Los gráficos mejoraron. El juego, al primer juego le puse un 0, así que este sería un 0.5 más o menos.
So whenever someone gives me an old picture, I just put it up here on display.
El sonido hasta ahora ha mejorado.
Feels a bit cold to me, you know. Just thought it'd be nice to help folks remember what it was like in the good old days.
Zack, did you hear that? The good old days. Even in a remote town that's already far behind the times, there are still people who yearn for the past.
She told me what was going on, you know.
What?
Lise, you don't need to try and hide it from me, honey. Last time she came here, she told me all about it. Some odd fella was following her around, stalking her like.
What kind of fellow?
She said he had a really tall shadow.
How tall?
As tall as an oak tree.
Did that ring any bells for you?
Sadly, it didn't. I know just about everyone in this here town, but I ain't never seen a man who stands that tall. Maybe it really was an oak tree and she just mistook it for someone. Sometimes the silhouettes of them trees with lots of Spanish moss hanging down make me feel a little funny too.
I don't think so, Alexis. Lise said the shadow was following her, correct? That means she must have been stalked by a man as tall as an oak tree. If she had only mistaken an oak tree for a person, she wouldn't have described it that way. She might have said,
It felt like a crowd of people was staring at me.
Yes, exactly. She certainly wouldn't have talked about being followed by someone. Thank you, Patty. Zach, this data is all very intriguing, but it isn't the answer we're looking for. We came to knock down the 10 maidens, remember?
Oh, yeah! Booyah! Oh, I got a turkey!
Truly mesmerizing, Zach. This is why I never tire of small-town investigations. Same goes for you, right?
Cambiaron a la señora del pote por la señora de los bolos. ¿Cómo entro ahí? Ah, acá.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, howdy, stranger. My, you're a handsome one. You came out here from the city, didn't you? I can always spot you city folk from a mile away.
Señora Carpenter.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Would you mind calling me York, ma'am?
Oh, so you are from the FBI. I thought as much. So sophisticated. Well, my horse
sale eso de mantén pulsado porque estoy volviendo con el joystick, está aburrido.
Those horoscopes never miss. They are the real deal.
Qué difícil que se hace. No entiendo qué pasó acá, que se desbalanceó tanto el tema gameplay con la cinemática.
That was a close one. If you move any further that way, you'll cast a shadow over the lane. Well, the sheriff did that once, and something horrible happened. The next time I bowled, I got a gutter ball. First time in 12 years. I was mortified. And I am going to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. In our world, some routines lead to good things, while others only lead to the bad. So, you mustn't ever cast a shadow over the lane. Is that understood?
It's her routine, Zach. Understand? Just like us and coffee. Incidentally, ma'am, would you mind letting me use this lane too? I'm investigating the Lise Clarkson murder case. And I need to topple 10 maidens, no matter what it takes.
No, absolutely not. Not even the FBI can take my lane from me. I haven't given it up once ever since my husband passed away over a decade ago. I'll never break my promise to him.
But...
Now, if you'll excuse me.
¿Qué le pasaba a la vieja?
you like that? That's what I'm talking about. Who's your mama?
Zach, it looks like negotiations have failed. Now I'm afraid we have no choice but to force her to let us use her bowling lane. Yes, I know. I won't do anything illegal.
Está buena esa visión. ¿Pero qué? ¿Tengo que hablar otra vez con ella, boludo? Y me hacen...
Excuse me, Mrs. Carpenter.
Stop! Can't you see I'm all water? You blind? Holy mother of...
Tengo que volver a hablar con ella y me hacen jugar. Me hacen tocar el joystick al pedo.
Zach, our new friend, appears to be a very... We should try and utilize this trait of her. That was an amazing shot, Mrs. Carpenter. Speaking of which, where did you happen to... The ones you used to help you bowl that split?
Ooh, you got a keen taking a liking to...
Oh, yes.
I buy all my charms and power stones from Erzuli Frida.
Erzuli Frida?
Yes, it's a mysticalistic
mirror.
If you're interested, I can mark it.
Zach, this is it. There must be a treasure trove of dubious... We may even be able to find something capable. It really feels like we're in...
Una hora y media. Me va a costar subir el video. Vamos a estirarlo un poco más. Vamos a ir a la... Estoy decepcionado. No sé qué otro nombre usar. ¿Por qué tanta guardado automático? ¿Qué le pasa? Mira, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué por cada guardado? Me quema un montón de espacio, boludo. Una hora y media ya llevo. No, vamos a dejarlo acá. Yo, la verdad, estoy decepcionado. Toda esta primera parte, a esta primera hora y media es un embole, boludo. Es un embole. Un embole. El juego tiene problemas de rendimiento que por ahora no parecen tan graves, pero hacen que la experiencia de juego sea bastante rancia. Es decir, tengo la Play 4, tengo la PC. En la PC puedo jugar juegos a 2K y 60 FPS, algunos. O en realidad todos si los configuro bien. En la misma Nintendo Switch estoy jugando el Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition y ese juego anda muy bien comparado con esto. Para serle sincero, siento una gran decepción. Una gran decepción por lo que hicieron acá. Mirá lo que es esto. Mirá cómo se caen los frames, boludo.
Exactly. It looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the Sang Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know.
¿Tengo armas? A ver, no puedo sacar las armas. Se caen los frames corriendo nada más. Ah, mira, tengo un medidor de resistencia, no sabía. No, ¿saben qué? No. No tengo ganas de jugar un juego así. Tengo otros juegos en el tintero que quiero probar y vamos a dejarlo acá. 1 hora y media. Esto fue Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise. Un juego que... Nada, no. La verdad que no me inspira nada. Se nota muchísimo, como dije en el review, que si no le hubiesen robado la historia a Twin Peaks, el juego no hubiese sido ni la mitad de bueno. Y ahora con esta intro ya me lo están demostrando, aparte de los problemas de rendimiento. Esto va a quedar guardado por ahí, no volverá a ser mencionado, por lo menos hasta que lo mejoren o hasta que encuentre algún parche, capaz que ahí me siente a jugarlo. Espero que les haya gustado y nos vemos en el próximo video, amigos.